OG Marpay, here with you Wednesday night. I am DMing for the first time Dragon of Icespire Peak. I am doing it from a book, but we are also playing online. I painstakingly tracked down these PDFs, and one of them is literally just a picture of like a page in this book. We'll see if we end up there tonight. My normal crew, one of us had to work, so I had this one shot laying around. I picked up at a thrift shop on the cheap, and so we're going to try it out. It is, full disclosure, a D&D adventure, and we are running it under the Pathfinder rule set, so there will be a little bit of conversion. There you go. There'll be some conversion as we go. But I've got my players in the other chat, and we're pretty much ready to go. So without further ado, all right, guys, we are live. Welcome to tonight's D&D. This is the Dragon of Icespire Peak. It is a starter adventure for level 1 through like 6 or 8 or something. I picked it up at an antique store, at a thrift store, and haven't gotten a chance to run it yet. So you guys are my guinea pigs.
Woo!
Full disclosure, it's a D&D adventure, and we play under the Pathfinder rule set because it's free. But we'll just be doing some like minor conversions as we go along. So if I say a skill that doesn't exist, just ask me, do you mean the skill that I actually have on my sheet? And so there'll be a little bit of that. Okay, sweet. So then this adventure begins in a region called the Sword Coast, which is here in front of you. You guys will start in the town of Fandalen. I'm not sure of the pronunciation. We're going to go with Fandalen. And Fandalen is built on the ruins of a much older settlement. Hundreds of years ago, the old Fandalen was a thriving human town whose people were firmly allied with neighboring dwarves and gnomes. Then an orc horde swept through the area and laid waste to the settlement, and Fandalen was abandoned for centuries. In the last 3 or 4 years, settlers from the cities of Neverwinter and Waterdeep have begun the hard work of reclaiming the ruins of Fandalen. The new settlement is now home to farmers, woodcutters, fur traders, and prospectors drawn by stories of gold and platinum in the foothills of the Sword Mountains. The arrival of the White Dragon threatens to destroy all that they've worked to rebuild. And that brings us to the reason you guys are here, which is there is a white dragon which has been plaguing the area. There have been numerous spottings of it. It has been allegedly responsible for, the deaths of a few individuals and some livestock. It has, it particularly patrols the skies around Icespire Peak. Always keeping a careful, watchful eye on its territory, as it also looks for prey. Legend has that its claws are razor sharp, and its breath is that of ice. A crumbling fortress on the northeast spur of Icespire Peak serves as the alleged location in which these sightings have been seen. There are also orcs which have plagued the area. Their raids have become more frequent in more recent years, and there have been peculiar weather, stormy weather, which has plagued the area as well. Some of the local flora and fauna have also been agitated, presumably by the presence of a dragon in the region. It tends to displace displace and disrupt ecosystems, even in the fantasy world. So, nestled in the rocky foothills of the snow-capped Sword Mountains in the mining town of Fandalen,
Yes.
Terrible timing.
Oh.
Right.
We good?
Yes.
All right. It was actually not a bad time to break in. Nestled in the rocky foothills of the snow-capped Sword Mountains in the mining town of Fandalen, there consists of 40 or 50 simple log buildings. Crumbling stone ruins surround the newer houses and shops, showing how this must have been a much larger town in centuries past. Fandalen's residents are quiet, hard-working folk who've come from distant cities to eke out a life amid the harsh wilderness. They are farmers, stonecutters, blacksmiths, traders, prospectors, and children. The town has no walls and no garrison, but most of the adults keep weapons within easy reach in case the need for arms should arise. Visitors are welcome here, particularly if they have coin to spend or news to share. Stonehill Inn at the center of town offers a modest lodging and meals. A couple of doors down from the inn, posted outside the townmaster's hall, is a job board for adventurers. And that is the town of Mandela. All right. So, let me see here. I should probably see about pulling up. Oh, I didn't save it. Let me post the regional map for you guys so you can see it here. Because you guys don't have access to the regional map unless I have it up, which is not ideal. File size is too big. Gosh, never mind. Why don't you guys take a little bit of time to introduce your characters?
Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
You have a better idea what your character is.
Okay. So my character's name is Bink, also known as Binky. She is a Gripply, which is a very small breed of frog race, if you will. They're kind of known for like small swamp dwellings, that kind of thing. When she, if I'm not the greatest at accents, but if she's talking, like I imagine she kind of sounds like Dexter from Dexter's Laboratory.
Okay.
She's a rogue. She's pretty short, but she hops around everywhere. She's like 1 foot 7 inches.
1 foot, so she's
a
not
poison
even 2 feet tall.
No, but she has a normal walking speed because they don't walk, they hop.
Right, of course,
Yeah.
naturally. Because of course.
Because they jump, and yeah, but she's a poison dart frog, so she got some blue skin. Occasionally, she can produce a poison that lasts for a certain amount of time, then it goes away. But yeah, that is her. She's out exploring, having her like coming of age moment, if you will. She's 13, which is, I guess, adult for Gripplies. They do not have the longest lifespan. But
okay.
yeah, that's kind of the thing.
That's pretty good.
Alright. My character is Arnold Bigsby the Barbarian. He's a human. He's a human barbarian. He's kind of out there for the coin. Because he's not exactly the smartest thing, but he knows that you can always trust a gold coin. Nothing too crazy there. He's a stocky dude. And it's pretty easy to get him to do anything you want, provided you're willing to pay enough.
Can I ask a quick question? How, like, dumb are we talking?
Not very. It's a 9 intelligence.
Oh, okay. I was going to be like, are we talking? Because I was going to be like, is this like -3 intelligence where he just goes ooga booga?
He can function.
Okay, he can function.
Like, is he regular dumb or is he DUM dumb? Like,
yeah.
I'm gonna say he's gonna be dumb with a capital D.
Dumb with a capital D. Got you. Okay, I love it. So then, from a DM's perspective, in the spirit of the one shot, I'm going to say that because I'm gonna have to rememorize your guys' characters again. Your character names. Let's get your Icespire. Because Bink, upside down Bink. That's interesting. Describe first. Hans sees Bink from across the courtyard, like hopping up to read this at the adventurer's board, which is posted 3 feet off the ground and is like for regular humanoid height, and being only less than 2 feet tall, Bink has to literally like boing spring up and like catch it in bits and pieces on how to read, and you just like see this like, well, because what's being like wearing like Bink wearing coming across as like an
Yeah.
adventurer, presumably has like a bedroll or a bag of some sort. Or...
Yeah, she probably has like a very small backpack, but like all the items she has, they're kind of fit for her. Clothes wise, I would say like loincloth, kind of loin shirt, maybe like a fur shawl, and just like a very much a dagger-ish thing attached to her hip. It looks like bone, but maybe it's not. No one really knows, and she's just kind of hopping up, going back down, hopping up, and going back down.
And then conversely, Bink, being a rogue and ever aware of her surroundings, sees Hans, although hard to not, from across the courtyard, and like catches his eye on one of these springs, and so you guys have like made eye contact from across this courtyard in front of the job board.
Hans is like looking at her jumping, and he's just like, fellow mercenary, have we here?
With it.
I apologize. Do you speak common?
With it.
At this point, I can't speak any other languages, so I can't help you. But he's just gonna like go up to the thing and like look at the job board next to her.
I think Bink's just watching him right now. This is probably like her first experience dealing with people.
Okay.
So like she's just looking at him because he's big.
Are you still jumping and trying to like read the job board, or are you just like kind of sitting and watching?
Yeah, she's like crouched down. You know how like frogs will do where their legs are up in that crouched position?
Yeah.
And it's like she's kind of trying to decide, is she gonna hop on this dude? Like, what is she gonna do? Is she gonna jump towards him? Is she like she's just looking at him, looking at this old bearded dude? First day she even knows what a beard is.
Yeah, and then Hans, one more time on a character description for me. Just a brief age, quick look.
26, like 6-foot giant, broad. And then armor, clothing wise, is like the model.
Okay. Is there a beard?
Yeah, there's a beard.
Okay.
Human?
Yes.
Cool. Sick. So both of you, from looking at the job board, would know that there are 3 listings on it at the moment. One says dwarf prospectors found ancient dwarven ruins in the mountains southwest of here and have been working on an archaeological dig seeking treasure and relics. They need to be warned that a white dragon has moved into the area. Take the warning to them and return to Town Master Harbenweister to collect a reward of 50 gold pieces. So there's that. Then there's also a clan of reclusive rock gnomes resides in a small network of caves in the mountains to the southeast. The gnomes of Gnomengard are known for their magical inventions, and they might have something with which to defeat the dragon. Get whatever you can from them. If you bring back something useful and don't want to keep it for yourselves, Town Master will pay you 50 gold pieces for it. And then the third posting says, the local midwife, an acolyte of Shawnetta named Adabra Gwyn, lives by herself in a stone windmill on the side of a hill a few miles south of Fandalen. With dragon sightings becoming more common, it's not safe for her to be alone. Urge Adabra to return to Fandalen. Once she's safe, visit Town Master Harbin to claim a reward of gold, of 25 gold pieces. So I know that's a lot of words. So it's basically some dwarves need warning, 50 gold. The gnomes might have something to help defeat the dragon. You can, and if you don't want it, you can sell it for gold. And there's a midwife who needs warning, 25 gold.
I think Hans here is thinking that that 25 gold is going to be like easy pickings for like going to an old woman's house, telling her to come back to town, and then just picking up a reward. So he is going to turn to Bink and then like offer his hand to like pick her up to see if she wants if there's anything that she needs to like because you saw her jumping to read the thing before.
Pink is going to look at the hand, kind of tilt her head, ribbit, and jump right onto his face. Leap at his face to try to climb on top of his head.
I'm definitely taken aback by this.
Do I have
Is
to roll to
Hans?
see if
That
he even
depends.
makes
That
it, like,
depends.
fine?
Is Hans? What would Hans' temperament be at this? Would he reactively, reflexively try to get out of the way? Would he swat? Would he, stay still? Like what would Hans' knee jerk reaction be?
Frog person jumping on your face, dude.
Yeah, but like you have reason to believe a somewhat civilized frog person because like they're like wearing clothes. They appear to be reading this board. Like they've just ribbited at you, but context clues would indicate this is not just like some fucking frog.
This isn't a frog who took steroids.
See, I'm thinking like he'd jerk out of the way, but I almost think that he wouldn't have that amount of time because he didn't think that a frog would go for his face.
Okay, then I will have you roll a reflex check to see if you get out of the way or not, or if he had enough time to get out of the way of a frog jumping on/at his face.
Does Bink need to roll anything?
I don't think so. What's your final?
4.
No, you do not get out of the way. Bink has more than enough time to do the hopping motion that is literally has been her form of locomotion for her entire life, to jump a very short distance onto a platform that is easily as wide as she is. So no. So Bink is now on top of Hans's head, looking at the board, looking at Hans. What is your move, Bink?
I think she's kind of doing the thing so like she's crouched so all the little like sticky pads are on the helmet, but she has her head down so she's trying to look him in the eye.
But like upside down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like she's kind of just looking at him. She licks her eye every once in a while.
Right,
I
was literally gonna ask. So then, from Hans's perspective, he just loses sight of Bink and like feels a small impact on his head, and then like in the time it takes him to gain his bearings, a pair of frog. Are you blue? You blue skin.
Yeah,
What color
a bright
eyes?
blue.
What color?
Yeah, she's a black, just black abyss.
So black eyes behind or underneath like a bright blue skin colored exterior, just like pops down Spidey style in front of you, and just tongue comes out and licks the eyeball, and it's just kind of looking at you.
Bink's gonna. Oh, okay. Let's see if I can do the Dexter voice. Hello. No, I can't do it.
I was, you're never.
Hello.
Like, oh, you do speak common.
Ribbit.
Not very well.
Hi.
There's,
Hi.
do you want to go? Do you want to go tell an old woman to come back to free money?
Yeah. Ribbit.
All right, just promise you're not going to drool all over my helmet. It's been freshly polished.
What is helmet?
The thing you're on.
You are helmet.
Not exactly. I don't know the exact details myself. You're asking the wrong person.
You are
Hans.
Hans helmet.
You got the first part, but right. We'll go with that.
Hans.
Yeah, Hans.
And she's just gonna like take her little. She's gonna move her head up and then like start taking her little front hands and start slapping his helmet. Go.
Okay. He's gonna start walking the location towards the old ladies.
Okay, and then point of fact, you have nothing to do or look at in town. You are just gonna start heading down I think it was the southern road. Yeah. So you just want to head straight south.
Yeah, no. Hans is a mercenary, so he stays strapped, and he thinks it's gonna be easy money. So.
Okay, I love it. Give me just a second. I feel like I'm using one of those like old school. Oh no, you saw what it came through the book drop. The old school D&D books that are like choose your own adventure, where it's like okay, and then turn to this page for that choice.
Yeah.
And
turn to page 76. Now go back to 22.
Oh man. Okay, so then I don't think I've loaded this one in yet. Oh no, I have. I said I did at least all the beginning ones. Okay. Built on the slope of Umbridge Hill is an old stone windmill surrounded by an iron fence. A large winged monster with a spiky tail is trying to knock down the windmill's front door, and a woman appears from the second floor window, waves at you, and yells, "Ah, a little help!"
For money?
I can't pay you anything if I'm dead.
Great reason. He's gonna take a look and try to identify what the thing is.
Okay.
That's attacking the window door.
And then Bink, anything you're doing?
Bink is hiding. She's jumping off of him and trying to go into sneak.
Okay. Go ahead and roll stealth because the creature is focused on the door, so you can absolutely do that. And then I have to go to this page to figure out this thing.
9 plus 12. 21?
That is a great level 1 stealth roll.
Yeah, no, her stealth, because she's a frog, it's, I put one stat into it, it's 12.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah.
Okay, so, because you're like a size probably extra small, maybe even.
I think she's, that was the debated topic on how she's considered small. She's put as small, but some people say that they're extra small.
Yeah, well,
so.
Goliaths are considered medium in D&D, and they're 9 feet tall, so, that's not all perfect. So, I'm sorry, it's 21, 22?
21.
21. Snack. Okay. So, let's see here. I need to go objects, saved objects. You guys are, they're in alphabetical order. Icespire Peak. You guys are coming from this area. Oh. Shit. I forgot how. There we go. This is the road. This kind of pathway here. Okay.
Bink keeps coming out backward or upside down.
I will fix it. I just need to resave the bag when putting you in right side up because I put you in upside down and then saved
how
it.
do you fix them? Like turn them right side up.
Flips.
F flips. Okay.
F flips.
You
Okay.
spin me right around.
Okay, so I'm sorry, Hans. You were rolling a perception check on the creature.
Yes.
Do you want to roll a knowledge? Actually, you know what? You need to roll me because you can see it clearly. You need to roll me a knowledge survival check to know what kind of creature it is.
Ooh, I don't know. No points.
No, well, then it's just a straight roll.
Oh.
Oh,
15.
not bad.
That's not bad. So this creature, which has like distinctly lion type features, it has a huge red orange mane, but instead of just fur, there seem to be huge like quills or spikes coming out at different intervals, and these same huge quills can be seen, running from the base of the tail down towards like a flayed, it's like if a club also grew needles is what the end of this thing's tail looks like.
Uh-oh.
It has huge wings, and and its claws on its back foot are like that of a lion, but as you look on the front, you see that it actually has digits, which is the distinct telling of a manticore. Um, so that's what that is. You guys are there. The Manticore is components, RPG kit. I think there might actually be like a Manticore or some shit in here. Maybe not a Manticore. Maybe it's like a Griffin or something. Oh, this is close.
Oh, that face is horrifying.
So it's not, like keep in mind this is just a figure, but it's the lion. Well, here, can you guys see?
Traditional Manticore.
It's a Manticore. Yeah. But this is the closest. This is the closest thing I have on the fly, which I'm actually impressed I had anything even remotely close on the fly. Um, so it has not noticed Bink yet, in particularly. Although in Hans like calling out for money, it did turn and look at Hans, and then uh, turns back around, and you see it beginning to burst through the door. You see, one of the arms going through, and like you hear the scraping, and you see wood splinters fly off as he's just about through this door.
In that case, Tim is going to notice that Bink has jumped off, and he's going to be like, hey, can you hold your own in a fight?
Bink's gonna kind of look, tilt her head. Fight. Die.
Yes. You got the idea.
Fight woman?
No, big thing, lion thing, 4 legs, like you.
Like you.
Racist. Bink's gonna go. Racist. I have 2.
At 2 to 2. There's 4. As like Hans is gonna start getting ready to fight, and he's going to start sprinting over.
Excellent.
Yeah. How far? Like, where's the lady?
She is.
Like,
She's
she's in the
poking.
building, right?
She's poking out from, because keep in mind this is a stone windmill, so it's a tower, and she's on the third story. The third story window, like yelling down at you guys, like kind of waving out.
Okay. Bink is gonna try to like the sneak run and how much? Because she can move 30 feet normally. So how fast can she move if she's sneaking?
Usually it's half that. You usually move at half speed.
Half that. So that would be 15. What if she's running?
You
Beat
can't.
hop.
You can't really run. You can't really run and sneak at the same time. It's
Oh,
not.
dang it.
It's
Okay,
not
well,
super
she's gonna
conducive.
try to get to the building, I guess, and then climb up it into a window.
Okay, well, because the Griffin hasn't spotted you, or not the Griffin, the Manticore
Manticore.
hasn't spotted you yet, and so you can Because it's the fence line where he's going to catch Hans. So Hans, are you hopping over the fence or are you going through the break?
Through the break.
Okay, if he's going through the break, then Mary, you can move your character to where you're crossing the fence line, please.
Okay. I kind of imagine.
There's
Is there like another window besides the one she's sticking out of that Bink could have seen?
not from where you were before, but by the time you get about to where you are now, you could see that the second floor has a window on this side.
Okay, she's gonna go like over here then to cross. Gonna run over here, waddle, 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 to cross right here.
Okay. So then I need you guys to both roll initiative for me, please. And I will roll for the Manticore.
Oh goodness.
Ooh.
Initiative 19.
That's pretty
50.
good.
Do you not have anything to add to your initiative?
I did.
Oh.
I did. Oof. I gotta change your guys' names. You are not Tim and Art and all those people. You are Bink and
Bink and Hans.
Hans. Bink and Hans, you know. And
That sounds like an ice
Manticore.
cream thing, like Ben and Jerry's Bink and Hans.
Bink and Hans. That's good. Okay, Bink, I'm sorry, that was 19?
Yeah,
Hans?
total.
50.
Okay, that's very interesting. It's very interesting. So then Bink is going to start. You can move half your movement while you're sneaking, but you can do it twice if you're not going to attack anything. So
Yeah, she's not gonna attack. Can she get to the wall where the window is?
it's 15 feet to the wall, so you can get to the
Okay.
base of the wall, but then the window is 10 feet up, and so and that's difficult terrain, so it costs twice your movement, and you need a successful acrobatics check to climb the
Yeah, she's going.
side.
Wait, would I use acrobatics or her climb skill?
Oh, sorry, that's absolutely climb skill.
Okay, Bank is going to like. You know how like frogs can kind of slightly stick to things?
Yeah.
Like lightly? She's going to like jump and try to get to the window, like climb up, like secret agent man style.
Okay. So roll me two checks then. Do roll me an
Okay.
acrobatics check or athletics check, whatever it's called in Pathfinder,
Yeah.
for your
Okay.
jump, and then roll me your climb to see. So it's basically how high you get and how well you stick. That's what we're going for here.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Acrobatics 22.
Okay.
And then climb. Dice finally got stuck for the first time. Go, 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 go.
Sick.
19
Yeah, you're
plus
good. You're good. Don't even worry
11.
about it. Don't even worry about it. Yeah, dirty 30. That'll fucking do it.
Yeah.
So then I'm sorry. 10 feet is 20 feet. This is 15 feet. 15 plus 20 is 35. Plus with that killer jump, you probably didn't even use all of that. So yeah, so you can absolutely get to the window for sure. But this is a second story window and it is sealed. Shut. Not sealed. Shut. Because she was in the third story.
Can Bink attempt to get to the third story window, or is there another one above it?
There.
Or is there only one window in the
Oh,
third
you know what?
story?
I'm sorry. I misspoke. She was in the second story. It's a windmill. The third story is the mill. Is the turning
okay.
thing. Like duh. So yeah. So Bink gets to this window, and like she looks in and she can see um, the woman who has a description and a name and everything. Um, to
Her name
Adabra,
is Britney Spears.
Adabra Gwyn, and she actually doesn't have a description. Fun, then I get to describe her. Yeah, she's an older human woman wearing like a very simple like spun shirt and pants. Looks like like any kind of like working attire, like you'd be anything you'd be doing, any maintenance wise or out in the fields, clothes to get dirty kind of thing. And she is just like staring very intently out the window to the front in the direction that you guys just came up. She does not appear to have noticed you. Sticking
Can
to the
she
window.
just start? Can Bink just start kind of like knocking on the window?
Yeah, absolutely. And you're trying to be heard. I mean, you're not being quiet about this. You're like knocking on the window. Yeah.
Yeah, like she's taking her little thumb pads and just kind of like.
And the woman like turns and sees you, and you know makes her way over, and you hear the window unlatch and it slides open, and
You come with me.
she looks at you and says, "I think I'm much safer in here, thank you. Why don't you scare off or slay? Better yet, slay the creature out there."
No. Big one take care. I take care of you.
Well, and she, kind of like
Can
straightens up, puffs out her chest. I don't need taking care of, thank you. Just some assistance every once in a while, but I can handle myself here, thank you. Like definitely
Bink's
a
gonna
little
jump on her
offended.
head?
Um, you
Jump
don't
on
have
her
enough
head?
movement left to do that in your turn.
Dang it. Okay, can Bink like get into the little house though?
I mean, just
Just
into the
like
threshold. You've used most of your movement
yeah.
to get up to this point. But yes, you have 5 more feet of movement, so you can step through the threshold into the second story onto either a table or a pile of stacked pots. Your choice.
So we'll go right here. Table fine.
Cool. Then that is your movement. Talking is always free, but in the sake of keeping things moving, I am going to switch over to Hans.
Yeah, go for it.
I guess as he's running, Hans is like brandishing his battle axe, and yeah, he's gonna go into a rage
Okay, sounds good.
as he.
In Rage, you are not able to use intelligence based skills. Please keep that in mind. You are also, and language, by the way, is an intelligence based skill. So you are able to comprehend those around you, but you are not able to communicate effectively whilst raging. So please keep this in mind as you continue. But you have all the fun bonuses of Rage, which is like a crap ton of damage because that's what barbarians do. Um, cool. So you are at the threshold. You
Yeah.
are at a full sprint. You can continue sprinting through, or slow up your pace or do whatever. This kind of like the Manticore is in the middle of what is obviously like the foundations of an old like home or add-on building. There's like most of a chimney standing there, and this gray wall section ranges in height from crumbled near to the ground to still 5 to 6 feet off the ground in some places.
Okay. He is going to, I guess, slow down from a full sprint.
Yep.
And then to go up to the Manticore. What to do? Okay, can do that.
Yep.
And brandishing his battle axe, he is going to like swing it while he's doing like a kind of an Arnold yell, like a yar, like a yar.
The best part is that it like tweaked out digitally at the end. So Arnie came across, yeah, and then it like went into like digital nonsense at the end. It was funny. But yeah, I got you. And you're rolling your attack, yes? What's your roll?
Wrong one. Don't ignore this roll.
Yeah, that's a D12. You need to roll a D20.
Oh, not bad.
14
That
plus
oh,
4, so 18.
18 hits. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Nice.
We are rolling so much better than we normally do.
Is that 8 damage?
11.
It's 11 damage. Wow, awesome. Excellent. So, so as you slow up your speed, but not because you are afraid of the Manticore, but because you know that you need a controlled strike in order to hit it. And in that slowing down, you're able to speed up the swinging of the axe, timing it perfectly, cleaving it between the neck and the shoulder blade of the Manticore as it lets out a piercing shriek, um, and uh, uh, turns itself fully to engage with you. Uh, and 11 damage is, your blood flies off the wound. 11 damage is a fucking killer for level 1 hit, man. That's fun. Okay. What else would you like to do on your turn?
Not exactly smart.
No, especially not in rage. Especially not while you're raging.
So I think he's going to keep wailing on it, so he can't really do that again this turn. So I think that's going to be it for him.
Okay, sounds good. What does this sound like to the people inside? Are you just continuing to scream and yell? I mean, is it just like constant?
Yeah, every time he's like swinging, it's like a yar, it's a yar, some sort of thing.
So then Mary hears just like as
Do you mean Bink?
Bink. Oh shit! I'm sorry, guys. It's gonna happen a lot. It's gonna happen a lot. Bink. I'm gonna try and call. Wait, before the session's over, I'll try and call Hans Tim. You just wait, and that'll happen too at one point. But Bink, as she steps into the threshold of this lighthouse, hears kind of like behind her this like just like yelling and like this ruckus, and then this like piercing, painful shriek of the what you assume is the Manticore, and yeah. So there's your narration. And Tim, you think you're pretty much done. It's level 1. You don't have a lot of mechanic stuff to do. It's kind of
You just called him Tim.
shit, man. See what I say? I was gonna do it. Hans, you done? Oh,
Yeah.
well, you guys know what that means. That means if you both just went, it's gotta be
Manticore, baby.
it's gotta be the Manticore's turn now. This
The
is
way that Manticore tail moves creeps me out.
oh man, and this is not gonna be good. These things are I wouldn't write it like this, but this is how they wrote it. So,
The Manticore mini kind of looks like it gives me like Attack on Titan, like Smiling Titan vibe.
does a 19 hit?
It hit even if I wasn't enraged, so yeah.
Does a 17 hit?
Yeah.
Then the Manticore is also rolling pretty hot, guys.
Oh shoot.
That's gonna be. Before I continue this combat encounter, I think it's worth asking: how much total hit points do you guys have?
14. I think
Let
he
me.
does.
12.
Wow.
Oh, I think it's 16 with enraged.
Cool.
Did we just kill Hans?
No, but I mean, but he took 8 damage. So.
Oh dang. Okay.
Out of curiosity, do you take half damage in Rage and Pathfinder, or is that just D&D?
You have a damage reduction in Pathfinder. My Barbarian friends do some damage reduction stuff. They've been tanking. I don't know what it is or how it works. I mean, we can find it real quick.
Yeah, I'm looking for that.
Barbarian Rage Pathfinder. See, this is where I need a viewer who knows things, who can be like, you see in Pathfinder it.
Anyone watching that could help?
Probably not, because I'm probably the only one watching. I am the only one watching, so. But like I said, I do this a lot so that I have the video to reference later for callback stuff.
Ow, I hit my knuckle.
Barbarian can rage a number of times. Yes. While rage gets +4 to strength and con, as well as 2 bonus on will saves. Increase to constitution. You know what? In PC Gen, there is a temporary modifiers section, and under that there's rage, because you get stat bonuses. You literally get +4 to your strength and constitution, and that changes. And that changes your total number of hit points.
So you need to find the rage one and apply it?
Yeah, you need to find the rage one and apply it, is what you need to do. The increase to Constitution grants the Barbarian 2 hit points per hit dice, but these disappear when the rage ends. So 2 hit points per hit die. You're level 1, so you have 1 hit die. So you gain 4 hit points just boom, from the Constitution level up. And you're easier to hit. You get a -2 penalty to your armor class.
Okay.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, so then keep in mind you have 4 extra hit points than you think you do.
It's just 2. But yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah, it's 2. No, it is 2 extra hit points. But yeah. Excuse me. But that's a quarter of the 8 damage you just took. So that's something.
Yay!
And then that, and the Manticore, shrieks at you, turns around, and bolts inside. Would you like to take an attack or opportunity?
Yes.
10. Go for it.
Wait, where was he bolting inside of?
Fucking your Bink
23.
has no idea. And Bink, actually, I'm going to move you because you're on the 2nd floor, so you're over here. Which is the same thing, but you're not on the same level the Manticore is on right now, which I think is an important distinction. Although from your perspective, you heard quite a ruckus from downstairs. The door finally give way, and the distinct sound of a large creature padding along and talons click clack click clack across the floor on the level underneath you. And it is now your turn. Oh, I'm sorry. No, it's not. Tim, what's your attack? What's your final?
23, so I need to attack.
Oh yeah, that's a hit for sure. Roll your damage.
You just called him Tim again?
Fucking A. Hans. What's your final, Hans?
8.
I'll get it. 8. So that's that much total, which is very interesting. And so there is a shriek as well, with all that I mentioned, and Hans watches as the Manticore disappears inside and turns the corner, leaving only a trail of blood. Not Mary. Bink, you are up. It is your turn.
Can Bink look at her and try to do some type of a check to see how she's doing? Get a vibe check, if you will.
Well, at the sound of the so narratively, what you had just done is you were in your broken-ish common, in your simplified common, trying to talk her into coming with you. And she was saying, "I think I'm perfectly fine right here." She was like looking kind of offended, but then you hear the clacking of the door being broken in and toenails tearing across the floor, and movement directly underneath you. And then she looks at the hatch where the ladder is, which is shut, and says, "I maybe I will come with you. That's quite the drop, though." um,
How far?
how far?
How far?
I don't. I'm not certain. 8, 10 feet. I don't know.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay. Bink has a feat, which is called. Oh, let me find it. Agile tongue.
Okay.
Basically, she's capable of going with 10 feet range, like grabbing onto something and then pulling herself forward or picking things up with it. That's 5 pounds. So I feel like this would be a good opportunity to attempt it. Um,
That are 5 pounds.
5 pounds.
So what are you?
But is there anything in the room that's cushiony?
There's a bed across from the room, which has like a bedspread and some pillows and stuff on it. Yeah.
Bink is gonna go over there and tell the lady, pick up. And she's gonna point to the pillows and the blankets and all that.
Uh, and she will comply. Oh, and starts bundling this, like ripping the sheets off and like bundling everything up, and is like got a bundle of bedding in front of her. And that was one of her standard actions, so she only has a little bit of movement at this point.
You fall or climb. Which one?
Uh, she says, "I'd like to climb."
Okay. And Bink's gonna grab the sheets and the blankets from her and be like, tie.
I know you guys gonna work on it together because she'll figure out what you mean and start like on the other end, like twisting stuff and tying things together
Yeah,
and all
that's
that stuff.
what Bink wants to do is just tie them.
Okay, so then you have also used your movement and a standard action to, get over here, get back, tie this stuff. She's used movement and her standard action to pull the stuff off the bed and to, gave up her other movement to help you tie. So at the start of your next turn, you can put this makeshift stuff to good use. Um, the DM in me will remind you that whatever your starting kit is that you have probably has rope in it. Just like for future reference.
She wasn't able to get a starting kit because it's too heavy.
Oh, sad faces.
Yeah, I had to pick and choose what I wanted from it, and I have a grappling hook, but I can't remember if I had a rope. Plus, I think Bink wants the blanket.
Oh, that's funny. Okay, so then that'll be Bink's turn. Although I super applaud the creativity in the role playing. Brings us to not Tim but Hans.
Let's see. Hans is gonna chase after the thing.
Okay, sounds good. After taking only 10, 15 feet forward and stepping through the threshold into the lighthouse, he's able to see the Manticore, like beginning the process of like using the digits on his front paws to like unnaturally climb this ladder, putting his lion feet on the bottom rungs as he goes. And this tail, you see the tail with the needle spikes on the end of it swishing behind him angrily.
Very with a lot of difficulty, he is going to say is like, "I'm not done with you."
So Mary just hears a dull
You
version
mean
of
Bink?
God. Fucking damn it. I'll get there. I will. By the time we get to the end of the session, I'll get there. Bink hears from under the floor a just and I'm sorry, Hans, you can continue.
since the tail's facing them, I think he's gonna like try to cut it, swing at it,
Okay.
cut it off.
Go ahead and take your attack.
What's that? 11.
11 does not hit.
Dang.
So as Hans swings at a moving target, like I said, that was angrily swishing it, he swings through and slices air as it swishes out of the way. But the attempt is definitely enough to. He watches as the blade snaps one of the needles off of the tail, which immediately, as the Manticore turns around and screams at you in Manticore, which is just an animalistic scream to you. You have a little bit of movement, I think, but otherwise you have pretty much gone through your stuff.
One attack roll is not an easy thing right now.
Level 1, bro! Level 1. Which is why I'm like, really? They put these guys in a position to go against a Manticore on level 1? And I'm like, okay. It's in the book.
Okay. Is there like a ready action, or not a ready action, but like a dodge action?
There is a dodge action, but because you've done half of a movement and an attack, you don't have an action left.
Okay, sounds good. That'll just be the end of his turn.
Okay, sounds good. Which brings us to the Manticore Boy.
Do lady manticores have women faces?
It's a good question. I don't know. This one has a ding dong, so it's for sure a Manticore Boy.
Oh, okay.
Because it's canon and I can do that. All right. Tim is going to. I think that'll be fun. Tim's going to watch as the Manticore continues to climb and get out of his space. And I think that the way this is going to work is because it's 10 feet in the air. Before he gets to the hatch, he would be like out of your threatened square, which would be the 5 feet square on the ground. So I will give you another opportunity for attack of opportunity if you like.
He's gonna take that.
Okay. Hans can take his attack of opportunity.
Nope.
Yep.
Yeah. And with that big O whiff, the Manticore successfully climbs out of Hans's reach. And Hans watches as the tail flicks in a manner that looks as if, for a moment, as if the Manticore is going to attempt to strike Hans with it. And instead does a. Oh, I'm sorry, my dice are so hot. Does an 18 hit? I think I got you with the 17 last time, right?
18, level 1 character. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Well, in all fairness, it's a pretty high roll.
Yeah.
So you watch as the Manticore's tail goes as it flicks to hit you, but it stops short in front of you. But the momentum of the tail flick continues in each of the many needles and thorns at the end as they all dislodge from the tail and come flying in a shotgun pattern at you. And many of them, you feel them in bed, one in your cheek, one in your neck, one in your shoulder, one in your torso, one in your arm, and you take 6 points of damage from said tail spikes. And it is still the Manticore's turn. He's only used 5 feet of his movement. He's going to perform a strength check against the locked.
Mother of God, no.
Against the locked door. And he is going to be able to successfully bust through it with a roll of 19. I'm so sorry, guys. And but it is considered difficult terrain to go up this ladder. So 10 feet of movement is actually 20 feet, which does use quite a bit of his movement. So he's able to just climb through the threshold, out the trapdoor, and is basically staring at Bink and
Lady.
Adabra, the lady, who for now is going to be Tavern Owner F2.
Oh my gosh, she's a giant.
Yeah, I'll scale it down. You're also very small, but that does bring it back to you, Bink.
Bink is gonna. How is he fully in the room, or
Yeah,
is his head just
100%.
sticking through the door?
He is 100% in the room. He needs
Okay.
20 feet to get up there, and then 10 feet to
Have
get
we
into the room.
finished the rope thing?
It is now your turn, so yes, you now have a completed makeshift rope.
Okay. If Bink was trying to you know how when you can lasso tie, what skill would that be?
Um,
To try to get it tied onto something near the window,
it doesn't really matter. It's more about the time it takes to do that. So, that's basically it's an action to anchor it to something.
Okay.
But the window's already open.
Yeah. Oh shit. Does Bink even have time to anchor it?
I don't know. Does Mink have time to anchor it?
I don't.
A
It's
Manticore has just bursted into the room. Uh, you. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Is there anything by the window that she could anchor it to?
Yeah, there's like a sconce. There's like there's like a chest. There's like a entry table type thing.
Okay, she's gonna anchor it to the heaviest thing. So I guess the chest probably.
Probably chest. Yeah.
Yeah, she's gonna quickly anchor it to the chest, look towards the lady, and go, "You climb." Wait, how far across the room is she? Because Bink is next to the window.
She's next to you. You guys can. You're small enough that you guys can occupy the same space. So we'll assume that you
Okay.
guys were both, in that square by the window, getting tying this thing together, getting ready to chuck it out and go. Um, but
And then the bad boy
point
jumps
of
in.
fact, even with where he is, that is still a threatened square to the Manticore. Just as a heads up.
Yeah. Bink is going to use her tongue feet and straight out the window, tongue latches onto the ground and pull herself and hit the ground.
Okay, the Manticore still has the opportunity for an attack of opportunity, which he's for sure gonna take. Does a 16 hit?
Um, well, I have a 16 AC.
That's called attack or favor, so that is for sure a hit.
Dang it. Okay.
So that is going to be. I'm sorry, I rolled max damage. That's going to be 7 damage to you.
Bink still got it. Okay, we're good.
So Bink feels as you know multiple talons slash across her back on her way. Before she can get out the window to get her tongue. Her tongue is mid-air on its way to the ground, but she has not quite gotten the chance to anchor and yank herself yet. Um, Her only solace is that she does feel a second body coming through the window, basically immediately behind her. And on that note, I need to roll a reflex save for her. Oh, which hey, at least the NPCs are rolling really well. Also,
That's true.
she rolled a nat 20 going out that window, so she
Hell yeah.
straight up cartoon Mission Impossible style, jumped out with the exact perfect length of rope so that she'd swing in an arc, had her feet out, wide stance, knees slightly bent to take the impact, and she bounces off the side of the lighthouse and lets go, does a backflip and just lands, and she's just "Whoa!"
Are they both on the floor right now?
Yeah, Bink and Adabra are both on the floor right now.
Bink's gonna look at her and go, "You are no tadpole."
And she's just like still like adrenaline pumping, like damn straight. Just very excited. Um, uh, so that is it's not nearly as difficult on the way down. So that's 5, 10, 15. So you probably have about another 15 feet of movement if you want to use it.
Yeah, Bink and her, I think, are gonna run for it.
Okay, so you guys are now. I'm sorry, you guys are now over here because this is the actual tower. So you're back on the ground, running for it, like back the way you came, presumably.
Yeah,
Cool.
I think so.
So 5, 10, 15, you get about there.
Yeah. Okay. Let
And
me
she will.
select the babies.
She will
Like her.
keep. Oh, she stayed exactly in front of you. She will keep pace with you there. Boom. And sweet. So that is it for Bink. I was about to call you Mary again. That is it for Bink. Hans, it's you, bud.
He is going to. He's going to look in his bag for alcohol.
Okay. Do you have alcohol?
No. He's going to realize that he does not have any alcohol.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And he is going to come out of a rage and then start running away.
Okay, so if you come out of rage, you are fatigued for as many rounds as you were in rage, which was 2, I believe. So you are fatigued for 2 rounds. The way that fatigued reads, I believe, specifically says that you can't run.
See, I got the condition here.
Fatigued can neither run nor charge and takes a -2 penalty to stealth and dexterity. Doing anything that would normally cause fatigue calls the fatigued character to become exhausted. After 8 hours of rest, fatigued characters are no longer fatigued. But in your case, it'll be 12 seconds, but we're still in combat 6 seconds at a time, so you've got 2 rounds of fatigue. But you can still do your normal movement speed. You just can't.
Yeah.
Right. So you can use both of your actions to move at 30 feet apiece to, also make your way towards the exit. And as soon as you exit the windmill, you would be able to see maybe not Bink, but Adabra for sure to your left, like catch a glimpse of them. Before you get to this point where the chimney would block your vision. But you do catch a glimpse of them, to your left on your way out the door, and you can see that they have made it out.
Han's just tired to see it be on the second floor.
Bink gonna look and go, "No shit, porcupine."
I'm going to grant my first inspiration to the campaign because that was good.
And Bink is gonna. Can she just jump on his helmet again?
Not from where you are. We're still in combat.
Oh.
You got to do everything by the book.
Okay, but yeah, Bink gonna just go, "No shit, porcupine," and just keep hopping.
Okay, so he's gonna basically use 40 feet of movement.
Ah.
And then he's gonna wait for the rest of them to catch up.
Okay. Sounds great. Which brings us to Manticore Boy, who you guys can't see. So I do need to do at least one roll for him. Yeah, he's still rolling great. I don't think I've rolled lower than a 13 all night. So he gets out 5, 10. So Bink and Adabra first, but shortly after Hans, hear the familiar shriek of the Manticore. And Han's view is obstructed by both the chimney and the windmill proper. However, Bink, turning her head slightly, is able to see that the Manticore, you know, first a shoulder blade, and then then a digit, and then the other shoulder blade, and the other digit, and then he pushes himself out from the narrow window, and you watch as his red orange wings as he is now outside, flying up behind you guys, and is not quite able to close the gap. He is up in the air, so I will try to reflect that here. Give me just a moment. It's about 10 feet up in the air. And that is it for him, because he did it did take him an action to get out of the window, because he is he's a pretty large dude. So that's it for him, but you guys are still in combat, which brings us back to Bink.
Okay. So, can Bink just kind of run?
Yeah, absolutely. You can like ditch all your everything and just run, try and get out of there.
Yeah, Bink's gonna run. I'm imagining what running Bink looked like. It's not hopping anymore. It's just a frog running with its two legs going pitter-patter.
I know it's the only time Bink ever actually moves like a humanoid. All the rest of the time, Bink is hopping. But when Bink's got to go, Bink just like a Chinese water dragon, man. I had a pair of those as a kid. Those fuckers can run.
This is like Usain Bolt style running. Like her arms are moving up and down, left and right. Hands are flat, not in a fist. Run. Yeah, Bink's just gonna run.
Cool. Go ahead and move yourself. Double your movement away.
Okay, so okay, if she goes across like this off one, is that like 5 feet?
Yeah, that's 5 feet. I know it's not realistic.
5,
There is a realistic
10,
way to play that,
15,
but we try and keep
20,
it easy because
25,
I want to have
30,
fun, not do math.
35, 40, 45, 50, and then like 55. Or I think it's like 60. There we go.
And you hear, "Well, wait for me!" as Adabra, is making her way behind you, also following your lead. Hans, you just see the two of them just like streak across in front of you. On that note, Bink, do you have anything to say to Hans on your way as you like literally run past him?
That kitty angry, and she just keep running.
Cool. Um, that brings us to Hans.
I think Andres is getting resituated.
There we go.
Okay.
I think it's like 40 or so feet away here.
Well, it's also up in the air, so it's it's got some distance away from you.
Okay, you got Hans like dragging a leg, battle axe kind of hitting the ground. He's just trying to keep up with Bink and Adabra. So he's gonna do two move actions to run or go 80 feet.
Right. Which is enough to for sure keep up with them.
Free 5 feet. There we go.
Yep.
And like as he's passing, he's just like, "Don't let the needles hit you."
Ribbit.
Is that it for you, Hans? Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Brings us to the Manticore.
Oh no, what's happening?
He is flying towards you guys with his incredible fly speed because it's much easier and you can cover much more distance in the same amount of time when you're flying than when you're walking or running. Um, and he's going to go for the, in his eyes, easiest target, which is the super tiny little frog person, and attempt to pluck her out from her running stance. So
Okay.
please roll me.
Reflex?
Yeah, I think that's what it's going to be, is reflex.
Okay. 18 plus where's reflex? Hold on. 18 plus 7. Wait, is it the reflex the one under the saving throws, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 18 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 25.
That is enough to save. As the Manticore attempts to grab you, and you astutely are able to, Bink is able to astutely hop, out of the way as as you can hear the like sod and the earth being like ripped out of the ground, and can watch like dirt clods falling out of this hand as this like swooping attack comes down with nothing but dirt, and the Manticore begins to gain altitude again, getting back to his position in the air, but that does limit the rest of his movement, and that is it for him. Brings us back to Bink.
Bink is gonna look towards the lady and be like, "Where you go?"
Until now, the lighthouse. There's nothing for miles.
Coverage. Where coverage?
Where is coverage? That's a good question. I have to familiarize myself with the world map because I didn't build this world. Um, there's not. Well, hold on. There's nowhere close enough we can get to. Mountains to the east, but we'd never get there in time. And you guys can like see the like mountains off in the distance to the east, but that's like multiple hours of travel away, and it's not
Is
going to
there
do you
any
any
like
good.
trees or anything like that?
No,
Nothing.
these are piles of stones. So there's like a few
Okay.
sparse trees, but nothing that's going to provide you the cover you're looking for. Which I also thought was an interesting choice for this map.
Yeah. Oh goodness. Okay. So is the Manticore like directly over them, or?
No, Manticore's a little bit in front of you because he's like
Okay.
come down, tried to pluck you out, and to like keep going like birds do. But
Yeah.
he's just like started like gotten back up to altitude, in that process, and hasn't had a chance to do anything else because he's out of movement.
I think. Okay, so like if hold on, let me do that tab thing. If Bink started running like this way, what's in that direction?
So basically, there's a road that runs north south, and this is a little like offshoot out to the east of that road. So to the west, there is just like a coast. There's a big ocean. So there's it's a lot of like windswept hills, and there's not a lot to the east. So I'm sorry. So you're north. So you're north. God damn it. So you're north south here. North south. So you got water over here. You got mountains over here. Um, but like I said, everywhere in the distance, like there's occasional trees. There's like a small forest like nestled up against the mountains to the east, but like I said, that's far enough
Oh,
away that it's not going to help you in the next few rounds, kind of thing.
so if Bink starts going this way, this is like beach, ocean.
Yeah, like I said, but it's quite a ways in that direction. Like it's just kind of rolling
Oh shoot.
fields for at least a couple miles.
Bink gonna look and go, plan. Plan. then like looking at her.
So I thought, he says, this was your plan.
No plan now. Can Bink yell at Hans, or is he close enough where he can hear her?
Absolutely, it's a little harder to hear because of the the flapping of the wings adds a little bit of ambient noise. But yeah, he can still hear you for sure.
Bink is gonna yell, "Look up!"
Just turns on like, oh shit. And he's just gonna yell like, I'll use my rope. I'll lasso it down. You guys get back to the lighthouse.
Bink is gonna look towards the lady and go, "Okay, plan now," and just start running back towards the lighthouse.
Love it, and she could hear everything that Hans was saying. So like, Adabra also knows what the plan is. So I'm sorry. So you're gonna go double your movement twice into the.
End up like back here, basically.
I think you can end up inside. 5, 10,
I
15,
can?
20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Because your movement's 30, right?
Yeah.
So if you're running, that's one movement is 60 feet, and then you need to get another 60 feet, so you can for sure get inside.
Okay. Boop.
But there's no door there, but you can get inside. And Adabra follows you, and makes a comment to that effect, like, door would be really nice right about now. What about your friend? He's gonna die out there.
Helmet fine.
I don't think a helmet's gonna protect him from that thing.
He helmet.
I think that's a good opportunity to break that because you're out of your stuff. Unless you want to go somewhere specific. Excuse me, in the windmill.
Could she used to maybe do like a perception check for the items around her, like looking for any type of barricade?
Yeah, and you don't even need to roll a perception check for that. There are a couple of tables which would make pretty good barricades. There's like a small, so there's your two tables. There's like a standing pantry which might work. It doesn't quite look wide enough. And then there are shelves, built into the wall here and here, which would be hard to utilize. A hearth there
Yeah.
and some pots and things. So I mean, it's.
Bink is gonna point at table and then look at her and go, "Make door."
Not very strong, but I'll try. But she's used all of her movement to run in here with you as well, so she'll have to do that on her next turn. Which brings us to Hans.
He does. You know what? He's gonna do a perception check on the Manticore.
Okay.
See how it's doing health.
It kind of for a second sounded like you said manicure. Yeah, like do a perception on his nails.
On them talons.
Mm-hmm.
Final.
11.
11's not great, but he's pretty close. It's daytime. Well, late daytime. Um, and you're able to see, a couple of the large gashes. You had them twice. The two large gashes are still visible and bleeding, and you can see. Now that you're looking closely at him, you can see something just like slightly irregular about his flight pattern, but you can't put your finger on it.
He made. Let's see. Okay. If you made a lasso with rope, would you like basically yank him and slam him onto the rock?
It would depend on. Oh shit. Probably your strength check and his fly check, but you could try. And I would call your strength check both your to see if you lasso him for accuracy, which should probably admittedly be dex, but for simplicity's sake, one roll. Do you hit him and how strong do you pull? And then against his roll of how well does he fly? Is
This is
that
hurt again. He's not exactly. He can't think 3 steps ahead, so he's only thinking 1.
your fatigue has ended though, so you won't have to take that -2 on that.
Oh,
Because you're 2 rounds out now.
Heck yeah.
okay. Then he's gonna go into another rage, and then he's gonna do that.
So he's hot and cold. He's rage, and then he's fatigued, and then as soon as he's not fatigued anymore, he's raging again.
He's like a grandpa.
He's either sleeping or talking. That's it.
This dude's going supernova because
He's about to die, so you might as well.
Yeah.
that, and he thought it was easy money, so he's a little annoyed.
Yeah, I thought it would be. I didn't read ahead that closely. Apparently, I thought it'd be easy money too. I didn't remember there was a fucking Manticore that was part of this adventure at this point.
I feel like that was on purpose. Like the author or whatever, he was like, "Oh yeah, they're gonna be like 25 gold, easy money," and then get killed.
Okay.
Are you making your strength check? Are you trying your lassoing?
Yeah, he's gonna attempt to lasso.
Okay.
Jesus Christ Almighty, please be good. Bink is gonna get.
So hold on. I can see your history. That's a 5, a 4, an 8, and a 5 on your last 4 consecutive rolls. You have not rolled over 10. That sucks.
Yeah, Bink is gonna give Hans an inspiration with the key that you have to use the tower, because I don't like that rolling thing you're using. It seems to be cursed.
Okay,
that sounds good to me. I like that. Inspiration is transferable in my game, so that's fair. Oh, the tower is spoken! Wow!
What'd you get?
Nat 20.
Oh, I told you.
That's fucking sick. I'll roll a flight check. I guess he could roll it. He didn't. He finally rolled under 10. Ironically, the one roll he could have rolled literally anything that wasn't 20, and that's his low roll.
See, this is why I wanted you to use the tower. That clicky thing is cursed.
And so I don't know. It works fine when I use it. But yeah. So Hans is able to, get the lasso firmly around, the neck of the beast, and as he yanks it, pulls it straight down into a pile of rocks as it, boom, lands against it. And what's your damage die? What do you swing? What do you roll when you swing your weapon?
A D8. D8 plus 4 for a standard.
Okay. Well, you don't have the advantage of the edge, but you do have. Okay. And you deal 6 bludgeoning damage to him as you watch as these stones go flying across, and one of them you hear a clack, and you see a spark as it smashes against another one of the piles of stones, and that pile like slightly adjusts, and a few of them avalanche down. And this Manticore is like shrieking, but you do have it around the neck, so he does look like he's trying to like bite or claw at the rope itself at the time being. But that was I'm going to rule a standard action to tie your rope into a lasso, and then to anchor it on something, just like it was. The something happened to be a Manticore, but just like it was for for Bink not that long ago. So I think that's fair. So you've got one thing to do at this point, because you have not taken a step.
See, what's his name? Hans is just going to let this god roll. Yeah. I like to try and intimidate it. Like you see spit coming out, catching his beard, everything.
Oh, I love it. Please roll me that with advantage. Because you just pulled this thing out of the fucking sky. So I think that deserves advantage. That's a great time to try and intimidate something. That's
Wait a minute. Is Bink and the one lady seeing all of this?
no, not from inside the
Ah,
windmill.
damn it.
But I'd say that you could still hear the guttural cry of Hans going back into rage.
19 for intimidate.
That okay. So as you are like yelling and screaming at it, this thing is it shrieks at you again, but it's kind of like it kind of reminds you of like domestic cats hissing at each other, and like more posturing than anything else. Um, you don't have any intelligence, so it's hard for you to tell if things, if emotional things land or not. But you've got his attention, and he's like hackles up and making noises at you. Um,
That'll be it for Hans.
that's fucking kick ass. The Manticore, because it was the length of the rope away from you when you tugged it down, it is still, it's 10 feet away. It's got a whole 5 foot square between you guys. So you guys are not threatening each other. But you watch as he, like, flicks his tail towards you in the same manner that he did standing on the stairs. And, like, one or two loose quills kind of like fly off in different directions, but like the tail is distinctly bare. Um, you know where most of those quills ended up, and the Manticore just flicks its tail at you, turns, and it takes to the sky after and you watch as that slightly awkward flight style has become significantly awkward, and it kind of is like a limp flight, like irregular and not really in straight lines, as it in pain away from you guys. And congratulations, you're in free action and no longer in combat.
Woo! We made it. Uh-huh.
Holy shit, guys, that got me going.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Oh man.
Holy
Okay,
Spirit, activate.
this feels like a good opportunity to just take like a quick fiver. Um, so let's do that. Let's take a quick five, and then we'll come right on back and kind of get through the aftermath. You guys can talk with Adabra and make your way back to town. And we'll continue it from there. So we'll be back in a few.
Sounds good.
Yep.
Did you guys get my message about
The
leveling
level up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, by the way, that image is what I imagine Bink to be looking like when running.
I saw that was pretty good.
Found it online. It's mad cute.
Yeah, that was wild, guys. Well, I mean, what a way to get through level 1, huh? That's pretty cool,
True.
though. My level 1 character, like you should have T-shirts. My level 1 character survived a Manticore attack. Like that's fucking.
Boom.
I know.
I was kind of.
Like
was
bragging
anyone
rights.
watching for that or no?
I don't think so, but it's recorded, so I'll upload it to YouTube,
Yeah.
and you can watch it whenever you want. Oh man, that's pretty good.
Oh, Bink can speak Draconic. Is that dragon language?
That is dragon language. That's the same language the kobolds speak.
Okay, so lizard people.
Lizard folk is a different language.
Oh, okay.
But you know, good thought process.
Yeah, I know, because she can speak the frog language, the toad language, and then dragon language.
Yeah.
And then Sylvan in common.
Sylvan in common. Cool. I'm still kind of working on my dinner here a little bit, but we can absolutely get back into it. If you guys are ready.
I think Andreas is still getting his character ready.
No big deal. For obvious reasons, we're not playing with my normal house rule that you have to take a rest before you apply a level. Yeah. Because that would just be...
That'd be a bit crazy in this stance.
Right. Because I have no control over a lot of this as I'm reading it. So the part I have control over, I want to cut you some slack.
I'm looking at getting dinner, so woo. Are you having a hard time making a choice?
Yeah.
I forgot he's right there in the room with you.
You can buy the Cake Boss cakes on DoorDash and they'll ship it to you. Like, it was a show on TLC, like with that cake guy, Buddy, Carlos's Bakery, and it was called Cake Boss, and you can order one of his cakes on DoorDash and have it shipped across the country. That's what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna demand that it has to be here in 20 minutes. Yeah, I get this $200 cake that's made of mostly Rice Krispie treats for free. Uh-huh. Do we have a Burger Shack? Oh, we do. Okay.
Where?
I think it's over by Summit.
Interesting.
Summit Charter Collegiate Academy, the one that's like right outside of town. Not everywhere. Whilst Panera looks good, Panera is ridiculously expensive. And I'm not here for that.
Yeah, I hear somebody in that room really likes Subway.
Oh yeah, Andreas likes Subway, but I have my new retainers in, and I can't choose sandwiches right now. Glad he eats Subway instead of Jack in the Box now, because the Jack in the Box was killing him.
You know, you gotta have some greasy Jack in the Crack every now and again.
Yeah, but like, don't eat it every day, and then your doctor tell you your cholesterol's bad at 20.
Yeah. Yeah, eating anything every day is really a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, I know, like, even if you eat cereal every day, right, my doctor told me that can make you physically sick, because then if you eat something else other than, like, cereal, you'll throw up. Because I did that a lot when I was little, because it was, like, the whole thing of, oh, I can only eat this gluten-free cereal, guess I'm gonna eat it for, like, breakfast every day for, like, a week straight, and then I ate something that wasn't that for breakfast, and I hydro-puked all over the house at Strathmore. It was horrible. You would have thought I was that little girl from The Exorcism. It was nasty.
That's a solid reference. Roxy, I dropped some food. Yeah, there's that. Oh, there's this piece of potato.
No, I didn't hear what you said. Wait, what? Mashed potato?
Oh no, I'm talking to Roxy. I'm talking to the dog.
Oh, okay. I was like, exorcism mashed potatoes?
No, I was talking to the dog. I dropped some food, and then called my dog in here to be a dog, and I was trying to point food out to her because she's kind of dumb.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay, thank you. That's all. Your services have been great. Thank you so much. Now get. Good girl. Get. Get.
I guess you want something from Applebee's.
I can't eat. Okay, I'm good.
You're good.
Actually.
What are you about to do?
The first few levels are so much fun because you like get so much more powerful with every level. It's really nice.
I have the power.
Okay. There we
Oh,
go.
also, when you guys leveled up, if you guys got less than half of your hit die for hit points, so like if your hit die is a D8 and it gave you 2 hit points, you can take the average, which is 4, um, instead for your first 3 levels, so that you don't get super fucked for health.
That is very good. I rolled a 1.
Yeah. So that, a 1 at level 12 is not nearly as big a deal as a 1 at level 2. So go ahead. If you have a hit dice of 8, just take a 4.
I would have. Oh, there. I see it.
Yeah, it's next to it.
Go.
And okay, so then if you are done with your character stuff, as a just quick recap, you guys read a message on the message board that said to come here and to. Well, here I can tell you exactly what it said because I have it fucking written down. Because I'm running it out of a book, which is so nice. I mean, in some ways, and really annoying in others, I guess. But shit. Okay, you had a quest. The local midwife, an acolyte of Chantea named Adabra Gwyn, lives by herself in a stone windmill on the side of a hill a few miles south of Fandalen. With dragon sights becoming more common, it's not safe for her to be alone. Urge her to return. Once she's safe, visit Townmaster Harbin Wester to claim a reward of 25 gold pieces. Hans thought this shit was going to be a breeze, and he just kind of like marched out of town with Bink perched right atop his little dome, and they found the windmill, and it was being attacked by a manticore. Um, Hans was bravely raged forward to engage it and got beat up pretty fucking bad. Meanwhile, Bink used her nimbleness and jumping to climb the side of the tower to rescue the fair maiden just in the nick of time before the Manticore busted through. The party was making an escape. Things were looking grim, but Hans was able to create a lasso with his rope, hit the Manticore, pull it down, slam it into a pile of stones, and then scream at it in an intimidating enough fashion, paired with the amount of damage it had taken. It chose to live to fight another day. Um, now, uh, Bink and Adabra are in the windmill. Having heard more commotion and ruckus and the slamming and screeching of creatures. Um, but Hans has not reemerged yet.
Oh no.
And Hans is outside, ready to make his dramatic entrance. So I'm actually going to let him kick it off because I'm assuming you're just going to walk straight back to the.
Yeah.
No, the Hans is going to walk straight back to the
okay.
windmill.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he is going to come out of his rage, and then he's going to like sling his axe over his shoulder.
Yep.
And just start like kind of hobbling his way back.
Okay. Which means there's a few moments, Bink might be able to get a few words in with Adabra, but Hans is going to arrive very shortly.
I think Bink is gonna just like wait.
Yeah. Then Hans,
like watching.
You see as a shadow stretches across the, getting into the later hours of the day, stretches across the threshold, and a silhouetted figure stands there before stepping into the light, and you recognize Hans. Bloodied, battered, breathing heavy, like literal blood dripping from his axe slung over his shoulder. But the three of you are now standing in the windmill.
I think Hans' first thing is going to be say like, now about that payment.
And she says, yeah. And she's just like kind of like blinking, she says, yes, of course. But first, why are you here?
We were sent to get you to go back into town for situations just like this.
Just though I can handle myself usually. She puffs up. She kind of like deflates a little bit, like looking around the room and seeing your and Mary's wounds, and says, perhaps.
You mean Bink?
Bink. Oh my God. Hans and
We'll
Binks. I know I will. It's been, I think it's 23 sessions of calling you guys those names. It's a little adjustment.
Yeah.
But anyway, but I will admit it is perhaps a good thing that you happened by when you did. Maybe town is a bit safer than my windmill.
Yes, as he like kind of points with his axe to the busted down door.
And she'll just say, especially now, I will concede. And she turns around and like heads up the ladder and disappears for a moment into the second floor, leaving Hans and Bink alone in the first floor.
Bink is gonna jump at Hans' face again.
He's gonna like move his axe that way so he doesn't accidentally like cut off an arm.
Yep.
And so she's kind of like, is he letting her grab his face?
Sure, he's got a helmet.
Bink's gonna lick him straight across the face.
Disgusting little one.
Bink is going to like, you know how like frogs croak, like, wah, wah.
Yes, for sure.
Because that's basically, she's speaking Gripply, but I don't think he knows what that is. But like, that's how the Gripply speak. It's just,
Makes sense to me.
and just, that's her little celebration. She's singing a little song.
The literal song of her people.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. Um, Adabra reemerges, holding a small, like pouch, and out of the pouch she pulls a few small vials, and she begins handing them out to you, and hands two apiece to each of you, and they are potion of minor cure wounds. Um, and she says, "This is all I had left." She says, "With the attacks as of late, business has been pretty good, selling my potions." She says, "But it's not safe. I've had." And she kind of looks aside. She says, "I've had trouble having the time to collect ingredients lately, or feel safe collecting ingredients lately." And then she says, "But anyway, this is all I have. Thank you so much." And she hands you both two potions of, it says potions of minor healing, but they're potion of cure light wounds, is what they are. So you guys can add that to your inventory, and that's what she considers her payment. And then
Bink is she's gonna take the two little bottles. You know, like when kids are playing with Barbie dolls, they clink them together to be like they're kissing.
Yeah, yeah.
Bink's gonna start doing that with the bottles because she has no clue what this is.
And Hans just sees bink, 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 bink.
Like
bink.
she is
Bink
on
literally
top of his
binking
head.
little.
Yeah, I imagine she's just sitting on his head, just going bink, bink, bink.
I think with the level up, did we heal any? Out of curiosity.
I will give you all your hit points back from level 1 to level 2. That feels like what I need to do. So that needs to happen. So for sure.
Okay.
That rule is subject to change, but in these very fragile levels, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Tim's just gonna or Tim. I'm doing it. Hans is he just looks down at the potions. He raises an eyebrow, and then he puts them in his bag, and is like, "Well, come now. We'll go into town."
And Adabra will, nod enthusiastically and say, "That sounds wonderful. Just give me a moment to gather a few things." And she, starts making her way around. She pulls, an old picture frame out from underneath some clothes in one of the dressers, and goes over to her kitchen space, and you see her pull some, just basic food supplies together to be able to. It's not a long journey into town, but her place doesn't have a door on it anymore, so she gets a couple things together, and she kind of looks around, almost a little longingly, little melancholy. It's kind of the mood she's in. Okay, I think I'm ready.
Does Bink see this melancholy look?
Well, maybe Bink's been pretty clueless. Can she identify that on a human?
I think she could. I think she could tell that she's upset. She has a diplomacy. Should I roll diplomacy to see if Bink knows what's happening?
I feel like that'd be more like a knowledge, or no, it'd be a wisdom. That'd be a wisdom check, is what that would be.
Okay, I'll roll the wisdom to see if Bink's
How perceptive, intuitive,
yeah.
reading these moments, having being able to interpret the interpretation of these emotions. That's what the phrase I'm looking for.
Oh, it didn't get stuck. I was looking for the dice. Where'd it go? It fell out the back. A 4 plus a 3, so 7.
That is not enough for Bink to be able to read this. I mean, Bink knows something's off. Doesn't know what. Just knows that this is
Can
not
Bink? Could
normal.
she just smile at her and a frog smile is just slight grin, open mouth, and keep thinking the two things together, and just go.
And she just kind of sighs and well put, and follows you guys out the door. Um, you guys are able to make your way undisturbed back to town. Adabra once again thanks you, reminds you to go and reminds you to thank whoever sent you after her as well, and wishes you luck. Tells you that you will be able to find her at the local tavern, the Stonehill Inn, should you need to speak with her again. And leaves you upon reaching town. Alright. You guys are now back in Fandalen with presumably some money to collect from somebody.
Yeah. Hans is definitely going to go back to the job board, see where the town master's office would be located.
Sounds good. You go back and read this and see that it says to Townmaster Harbin Wester, and his home is just around the corner from where you are.
Okay. He is going to start making his way.
Is Bink going to follow him?
Bink's still on his head, from my knowledge.
Oh shit! Yeah, might be. It'll take me a minute to get used to that too. Okay, so then as you guys make your way to the door, in front of you, you're looking at a fairly nice home. This is not one of those kinds of this is a fairly new town. You don't get to be the town master by pissing everybody off basically, and flaunting your wealth. So it's a nice house, but it's nothing. It's no nobleman's manor. And the door is shut in front of you.
Hans got me doing it. Hans is gonna do a really hard knock on the door.
And you hear from inside, "Oh, if you're a dragon, know that I'm far too thin and bony to make a good meal."
He is going to knock even harder.
I'm telling you, I won't even be a very good snack. It's far too bony.
Hans is gonna be like, "Open this door, or I'll blow your house down."
I will do absolutely no such thing, especially under threats from unknown assailants.
We are not assailants. We frog in helmet.
I am no assailant. My name is Hans.
Well, sorry about that.
You're good.
My name is Hans. I am Townmaster Harbin Wester. What can I do for you?
I'm here to collect payment for a just day's labor.
Did you complete a job?
Yes.
Which one?
Lady Cadabra, she is in town.
Oh, is she? Is she
yes,
with
she
you?
said she's at the tavern.
Oh, well, you must bring her here, and then I will gladly pay you.
Lord, God's almighty.
Wait a minute. Okay, is this just like a regular door?
Yeah, I mean, it's a.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could Bink pick the lock?
She could try.
Bink is gonna hop down and gonna start picking that lock.
And as her tools slide in and she starts working it, she feels as thunk, the tools get pushed out as a key is inserted from the inside. Says, "I know what you're doing. You best stop that immediately before I call for the guards. Guards!"
Bink gonna say, "What guard?"
Yeah, there aren't any guards, but he is hollering loud enough that the passersby are like starting to take notice of you guys.
Can Bink try to stick her tongue through the hole?
She can try, but it's occupied by a key right now, so there's nothing. So she's met by the taste of iron.
Can she try to because Bink can hit things with her tongue and pick things up with being 5 pounds. Can she try to push the key?
Now,
Out.
your tongue in no way has more leverage than his adult arm on the key.
Dang it.
I
was hoping maybe the tongue would shock him or something.
No, because you're only applying force on the end of the key on less than 1 square inch. So
yeah.
That's not enough. That's not enough.
Bink's gonna take her tongue out and start wiping it with her hand.
Now, I would love to hear Dabra's voice if she really is in town, which I am highly speculative of.
We will bring her, but I need your word that we will be getting our pay.
He says, yes, of course. And he's like, 1 moment. And you hear him, you hear footsteps receding, and then quickly returning. And he, and a piece of paper slides out from underneath the door.
Bink's gonna pick it up.
Unfolding it in common, it says, it says, I, Harvin Wester, will pay 25 gold upon the delivery of Adabra Cadabra, and it's signed his name.
Bink's gonna just shove it in her little vest, her little shirt thingy.
I'm just gonna be like, all right, come, little one. We'll bring the lady.
I have name.
And what is your name?
Wow.
I'm not calling you that.
In your tongue, that means Bink.
I'll call you Bink.
Simpleton. And she's gonna hop back on his head.
Great. That is.
Well, we'll be back for our pay. Look at that, right? And Hans is gonna start heading towards the tavern.
Okay, sounds good. With Bink mounted squarely upon his head, and it being just the 2 of you, you guys make your way to the Stonehill Inn. This is a small town. It's definitely though this is getting to the prime. It's a little early for drinking hours, but sun setting. This is about the time people start showing up to the inn. You guys are still fairly early. A couple of barfly types who are here. There is a. Oh, you know what? Actually, I can read something to you about this. I'm all fucking making this shit up, and it's all written down. There's a real town, has fucking shit places, and does things, and I just want to know if I have to. A modest 2-story roadhouse, at least 6 rooms for rent on the upper floor. A bed for the night costs 5 silver, while a meal costs 1 silver. The proprietor, here's what I'm looking for. The proprietor is a short, friendly male human named Toblin Stonehill. Toblin is a native of the town of Tribor to the east. He came to Fandalen to prospect, but soon realized he knew a lot more about running an inn than he did about mining. So there you go. Little backstory on the Stonehill.
Let's see. Once I think he's gonna enter, and I think look specifically for Adabra and like make a beeline for her.
Sounds good. She has only been here for a short amount of time, and after the ordeal that you all went through, you find her very quickly at a table by herself with an entire bottle of spiced wine, which she's only just cracked
Hans
into.
Hans is just like, Lady Cadabra, we need to come to the town masters so that he wants to know that you can get into town safely.
And she like has her cup halfway to her mouth, and she, yes, fair enough. And she drinks down the rest of her goblet quite impressively, I might add, and then expertly corks the wine. You watch her pick it up and tuck it away in the small satchel which has the rest of her belongings that she took from the windmill. And then three of you make your way back to Harbin Wester's home and are now standing before it.
It's just gonna like knock way harder than the second time he knocked, and it's gonna be like, Lady Cadabra is here.
It's like, is this true? And she'll say, yes, yeah. She'll say, yes. These fine adventurers came and found me and rescued me, and whatever they are owed for my rescue is fairly due to them. And you hear very well come from inside, and Lady Cadabra turns to you, gives you a curtsy, and says, thank you again. And like pivots.
He's gonna like take off his helmet and just be like,
Is Bink still on that helmet?
As far as I know.
Yeah, you know what? He doesn't realize that it's heavier, but he's like still taking it off. I'm assuming Bink's still on it as he like holding it with one hand in front of him.
Yeah, and Bink's holding on for like suction cupped her way on.
And he's just like, you're very welcome.
And you catch like a wry twist of a smile at the end of her cheek before she turns, and the smile is covered by a curtain of dark hair as she makes her way back to the Stonehill Inn. And then you are distracted by the sound of scraping, back towards the door.
Oh, hold on. Andreas is having to grab something.
Okay.
Okay, he back in the room.
So after she makes her way towards the Stonehill Inn, you all are distracted. You both, I guess, are distracted by the sound, like a scraping sound coming from the floor of the door, and you turn to look, and you see. I got a little bit of noise interference coming from somebody.
Oh, sorry, that's me.
And you guys see a single gold coin slid out from beneath the door, and then another gold coin, and then a third gold coin, and one by one these coins are metered out from behind the door, and all said and done, there are 50 gold coins. There are 25 for each of you.
You see Han starting to
good at like 20, 25, 30. But like once you start getting to like 35, 40, 50, he's like definitely slowing down. It's like you can see him using his fingers.
Losing track, going back.
And he is going to be like, I've counted them. Here is your piece and here is mine. And he hands Bink the 25 gold.
Okay, so Bink is handed this money. Might still be muted.
Sorry, I was muted.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bink is like looking at these gold pieces, and I imagine they're kind of big for her.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
she's looking at them, and she kind of looks at it and clinks it on the ground and goes, "Worthless metal. Bad. Bad for armor."
At this, Hans is again like, would you like me to take it off your hands?
Can Bink do like an insight check on him to see like, cause like this look, I feel like the way he's saying it looks suspicious. See if
it might, but I guess I would ask you: would Bink inherently be skeptical of someone taking something worthless off her hands?
I think she'd be skeptical of anyone taking anything from her.
Well, I mean, is it really taking it from her? I guess because you threw out. Did you throw like a piece on the ground? Did you throw all 25 pieces on the ground?
No, she just clinked it on the ground, like hit it to like hear it.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I mean, I'd let you roll an insight check, but I don't know what to let you check it against because like everybody's telling the truth. Like, you think it's a worthless metal. Do you want me to take it off your hands for you? Like, there's no insight. Like, you guys know everything that's happening there.
Okay. Bink is gonna kind of look and be like, "Why you want worthless? Why you want worthless metal?
It's worth something to me.
Why?
You can use it to buy goods and services.
Goods and services. That's how
What?
money works.
Buy like trade."
Yeah, and then I guess follow-up question then in Bink's. So that means that Bink comes from. It has to come from a society where money doesn't exist.
Yeah, from what the Grippleys do, they trade things. From what I've read, at least.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
So she's gonna ask like, buy like trade.
Yes.
I give worthless. I get worthless?
Yes.
Is that a lie?
Well, not technically, because I mean, you could give silver, or you could give gold coins for twice as many silver coins, and those are both worthless for like structural integrity for armor and shit. So
No, but she's asking like if she trades the gold coin for something worth the gold coin, will that item just be worthless like the gold coin?
That's not what she's saying, though. She's saying trade worthless for worthless, which Hans can interpret however he wants.
Oh, okay. What get I trade? What do I get?
There you go.
Many things. Some worthless.
Like what?
Food. Weapons.
Yeah, I will remind you that around the corner from here is a smithy, and then across the street from the smithy is a like provisions store. So this town is big enough to have shops.
Food. Yeah.
keep. You carry.
No.
No.
These too big.
That's a you problem.
She's going to kind of start to go to try to like intimidate him, like a battle of the bullfrogs kind of thing.
You can't force him to do something for you. That's just not something I let players do. Like, you want to punch him in the balls, that's one thing. You can attack whatever you want, but
okay.
he has total agency over his character. No, that's an example. That's not a suggestion.
No. Okay, so like, I have a question, and it's about the toxicity, and it says you can create a poison for DC 14, 1 round for 6 rounds, 1d2 dexterity damage. Could she do that right now? Turn the poison on?
Can you do it at will?
Yeah, she does it at will.
Well, then, yeah, you can do whatever you want.
So I will say that Hans is fine with letting you keep your money if you're not going to offload any of the burden of it on him.
Well, she can't carry it. The coins are big.
I mean, she can carry it. It's just not convenient.
She can carry it, and she also kind of travels on his head. So, like, it's not that big of a deal.
She thinks it is.
You guys will be in a much better position if you work together. I'm just going to leave it there.
Yeah, I think if she's considering poisoning him, I'm just going to relent and hold on to this bag.
Well, he doesn't know that she's doing that.
Hans has never seen her do this before.
It's going to be more like if she's not going to back down, giving him like a stare dead eye or something.
Yeah, okay, let's say dagger stare to the death.
Yeah, I mean, that's something he can
And he realizes she ain't gonna say no.
Yeah, at that point, it's like carrying a small bag of coins is better than having to deal with, causing tension with the thing that's on your head.
Sounds great. This is between you guys. I really have nothing to do here. So, so you guys have just been paid and are standing outside Harbin Wester's home. It's nighttime. Well, evening.
I think they're definitely going to look for a tavern to stay at.
You guys were just at the Stonehill a minute ago. That's where Cadaver's staying.
Yeah, I think he's going to go back there.
Is Bink going to follow him?
Bink's going to hop onto, like, the back. So, like, this time her legs are out over the shoulders, while the top portion's, like, sitting on the head.
I see. Yeah. Cool. So as a reminder, Toblin Stonehill, a friendly human male, stands behind the counter, greets you all. You see, you actually don't see Miss Cadabra any longer downstairs. She has presumably retired to her room. What would you guys like to do?
Tons is going to go up to Toblin.
Yep.
And he's going to request a room for him. A room and some beer.
That is excellent. He will tells you the going rate for a room is 5 silver pieces, and the going rate for a drink is 1 silver piece. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
He is going to hand him 7 silver for the room and then 2 beers.
Okay.
And then once he gets a beer and like the room key or whatever, he's just gonna be drinking them as he like walks up the stairs.
Like one of them's gone halfway up the steps, starts in on the other one. That's great. That's a good one.
Bink is gonna start banging on his helmet.
To the beat of her own drum.
No, she's just to get his attention.
He's gonna like look up and ask what you want.
Food. Fly. Fish.
He is gonna turn back around and then go back down to Pablo. He's gonna ask for 2 more beer, and then like ask if they have any fish.
Tomlin's gonna say, maybe. It's a daily thing around here, so you have some until you don't. And he like goes back to look and says, "Yeah,
Bink is gonna yell out, "Not cooked."
He's gonna like blink, blink. He says, "Turn back around. Then I can answer you now. No, all of our fish will be already in a stew."
Fine.
Okay, that'll be a silver piece for each of the stews. What would you both want one?
No. Han's gonna be like, I've got my sustenance as he heals or holds with his beers.
He's like, "Oh well, I've got more of that too." And assuming that Bink pays him a silver piece for the soup,
Yeah.
he just gives you the soup.
Bink.
It is comically
Okay, so
large for Bink's size.
So are they like sitting at the like bar basically?
Well, Tim is standing at the bar, or Hans is standing at the bar, and you are like over his shoulders. So yeah.
So if the soup is on the table, Bink is gonna like jump down to the table.
Okay.
And she's gonna start using her hands as the spoon.
Despite the fact there's a spoon in the bowl.
Yes.
Okay. Sounds great.
She's gonna like move the spoon out and just start doing that.
Gonna like catch some like definitely weird looks from the patrons on either side of you in the bar. Toblin himself will look at you and all right then, must have been hungry. What's Hans doing?
He's drinking one of the beers. He's saving he brought the other cups down. He just set them back down, but he's saving one of the beers for the stairs. It's like a kind of adrenaline thing. He likes to drink it in like precarious situations. So going up.
Hans is an alcoholic.
He's also a barbarian, so 4 beers in a couple minutes is a lot. He's only into 3 right now, so he's still probably keeping his shit together and can make it up those stairs. I think that's probably still fine. Did he? Because you got a room for yourself. So are you? That's where you're heading, or you're just going up the stairs?
I'm assuming he's waiting for whenever Bing's done, he's gonna head up with her.
Okay.
The stairs.
Yep. Bink can take as little or as much time to finish her soup as she likes.
Yeah.
But presumably at some point she'll be done.
Yeah.
With this, and we'll see that Hans is just kind of like standing awkwardly, watching her eat soup, waiting by the stairs.
Bink's gonna finish her soup. I'm gonna wipe her little hand off on her like cloth on her chest. And then kind of look at him.
He just like does little things, like a little shrug to go back up.
How far away is he?
30 feet.
I don't think Brink can make a 30 feet jump.
Probably not. Not without a running start anyway.
Brink is gonna climb down the chair and just kind of walk over and try to start walking up the stairs like a person.
Not each step is almost it's basically to Bing's eye levels. Bink's eye level. So I don't know if that's really possible. I think she's gonna have to hop up the stairs.
Okay, she's gonna hop up the stairs.
Okay. Hans just keeps going up, and he has like his 2 beers in hand, and but he's only drinking one as he's going up. And like I imagine once they get to their room, he's gonna like lay down and then like set down the other beer, whoever Bink is, so that she can like get that, drink that one.
Is it a full-size beer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Bank is gonna look at it and go, what this?
Sustenance.
I don't think Bank knows that word.
Food.
Why liquid?
Tastes good.
Tastes good.
Bank's gonna like, you're gonna see her tongue like, she's gonna stare at him the entire time she does this, as she sticks her tongue into the drink, like, bleh,
Yep. Yeah, I got you.
tongue unrolls into it. And what does this beer taste like? Like, what kind of beer is this?
It's like a standard ale. You know, it's not like it's not like it's a jailhouse brew with like shit, like chunks floating in it. But it's not, you know, it's not like a fine wine of beers either. Like it's, you know, it's
like, is it like sweet tasting, oaky, that kind of thing?
Hops. Yeah, I mean, it's distinctly hoppy, but there's, you know, there are like notes of oak and citrus in it, but it is mostly hop.
You're basically just, the look on her face is gotta go. Ugh. And her tongue's gonna go back in her mouth and go, thank you. You have rest.
I think Hans with that is just like give her like a little wave, and then just lay down in bed for the night.
Cut. Think.
Is there another bed in there for her?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. She gonna cuddle up.
So Hans just hears like a whine, and just like feels like a very soft thump, like in the bed next to him.
I guess he's gonna like move over, like give her a little bit of space.
And Bank's gonna move over to follow him.
Like, are you like back to back with him, or are you?
I think it's more of like how a cat sleeps in a circle kind of situation.
Yeah, so like you're always making contact.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you. That's right.
It's like sounds just like, well, good night.
Bank's already asleep.
Yeah, love it. You guys wake up the next morning in Fandalen. It is a bright sunny day. Oh, I actually have to roll a thing. I think actually because reasons. Give me a second. Just reasons. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Yes. Oh, perfect. Okay. And it's a normal day. What do you guys want to do?
Hans like his pockets are more full than they were, but he wants a bit more gold in there. He's like he likes a full pouch, so he's gonna go downstairs and he's gonna get breakfast.
Okay.
And he's gonna ask Goblin if they know anything.
And he's going to. Okay, actually, he's going to tell you. Some folk claim to have seen a dragon flying through the high clouds. At that distance, it's so hard to gauge the creature's size. but some say it's as big as an elephant and has gleaming white scales. He says, otherwise, if gold is what you're after, there's always the job board just out front.
Well then, I'm assuming Bink's in tow.
Yeah, she on his head.
Yep.
Yeah. There, he's gonna go off to the job board then.
As you go out there, you find that the first job, or the third job rather, the for the local midwife has been removed, leaving only the other two, which I will remind you are dwarf prospectors found ancient dwarven ruins in the mountains southwest of here, and have been working on archaeological dig, seeking treasure and relics. They need to be warned that a white dragon has moved into the area. Take the warning to them and return to Town Master to collect a reward. And a clan of reclusive rock gnomes resides in a small network of caves in the mountains to the southeast, which would, by the way, be the same mountains that you were looking at earlier from the Windmill. That was the cover that Miss Cadabra was referencing. That it's like in the neighborhood, but it's still a couple hours to get there. Dragon sightings have become. Oh no, excuse me. That's the other one. The gnomes are known for their magical inventions, and they might have something with which to defeat the dragon. Get whatever you can from them. If you bring back something useful, and you don't want to keep it for yourselves, the town master will pay you 50 gold pieces for it. And those are the two jobs on the job board, the two paying jobs. You're cutting out just a little bit. Try it again.
Dwarves are hardy folk. They make good ale too. I say we take the. I say we take the warning for them.
Bink is just gonna ribbit.
I'll take that as a yes. Is a warning is like an actual warning, or just come with a warning, tell them, hey, things are screwed, get out of there.
Yeah, it's there's nothing for you to carry to them. The way that you interpret it is just that they're like the midwife, they are just isolated from town, and as such they have no way to get information, and so if they have not seen the dragon with their own eyes, they may not know it's around.
Okay. And just to double check, it's just we're telling them warning that there's been sightings of a dragon, but we're not bringing them back.
That's all it says, is they need to be warned.
Okay. Heading in. You know what? Actually, he's gonna go to the shops.
He's gonna head to the shops.
Yeah.
So there are two. There's the smithy, and there are Barthen's provisions. The smithy is obviously more focused on weapons and armor. Provisions are basically everything else. Where would you like to go? Okay, Barthen's provisions. Indiana Jones theme music plays in the background as you head your way down to the general store. Okay, Barthen's provisions. The shelves of this general store stock most ordinary goods and supplies, including backpacks, bedrolls, ropes, and rations. Barthen's doesn't stock weapons or armor, but characters can purchase other adventuring gear here, with the exception of items that are expensive because it's a small town. Characters would know that this place is likely not selling armor, and that and that that's what they know. So the shelves are well stocked. The proprietor here. There's got to be more. The proprietor, Elmar Barthen, is a lean and balding human man of 50 years. He employs a couple of young clerks who help load and unload wagons, and who wait on customers when Barthen isn't around. So.
Okay. he's gonna go up. He's gonna.
I'm sorry. Would you say that one more time?
He goes up to Bartman and is like asking him if he has, any good ale on tap or like ale.
Barthen will tell you that ale. No, I go right to the old voice, but he's only 50. Ale is the specialty of the Stonehill. You can certainly find some there. And he kind of like leans in and gives you a whiff, if you haven't already.
They have it on tap. I need some for the road.
He says, they can take it from on tap and you can put it in a bottle, right? He's like, and I'll even sell you the bottle.
Does it have ale in it?
He says, no, but as we previously discussed, you can get that at the inn. And he's just like, man. little, thinks you're a little dense.
Can Bink just be staring into his eyes with like her dark black abyss frog eyes?
Yeah, for sure.
Just staring at him.
Yeah, that's
making full eye contact.
Well, he's not looking at you. He's looking at Hans, who's addressing him. But yeah.
She goes to stare at him.
So let's see, Hans. He's gonna be like. You see him thinking this over in his head. You hear the cogs turning, and it's like he's doing like some little hand motions, just thinking about it. And it's like, I think I got it. I'll buy a couple bottles off you.
He's like, oh, okay. And he charges you the going rate for bottles, which is probably like a copper piece or something ridiculously low. Is there anything else that you're looking for?
No, that's gonna be it.
Okay, then I will tell you. Bottles are bottles are expensive. Bottles are 2 gold pieces a piece. But so if you bought 3, that would be 6 gold pieces for your bottles. So you can do your mathing accordingly. Bink, you have now made eye contact with Barthen, who has said, and you, and is like kind of looking at you, and he's just kind of like, no.
Hi.
Hello, would you like to purchase anything? I'm sorry, one more time?
Flies?
I cannot sell anything that will make you fly. That's not anything I have.
No. Flies. Bugs.
I don't sell any bugs. No.
Perhaps a net.
A net. That I might have.
No net. No net.
He says, oh, are you sure? Having like just procured a net from like behind the counter somewhere?
No net.
Oh, well, all right. He's like kind of clears his tongue. Well, if there's no other business you all have here, then it's a pleasure. Good day to you.
Hans and then just gonna turn around and go back to the Stonehill.
Okay. Bink?
And
Binks goes on his head, so.
Oh, still on his head. Got you. That's right. I keep forgetting.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Hans. You're literally leading the way here.
Let's see. He is going to go up to like the counter.
Yeah.
And then he is gonna. I'm assuming it's Toblerone that's behind that.
Yeah.
He's
yeah.
gonna ask him to fill up these bottles with good ale.
Good ale. He's like, huh. So I hope you liked the ale you got last night, because that's the only ale. And he fills them. He fills all 3 bottles, and charges you. Probably 3 silver apiece for those bottles. 9 silver. He rounds up. He'll probably round up and charge you 10 silver for the lot,
Okay.
which would be a gold, actually. Now that I think about it.
Yeah. Even though he's not him, he's still burning through money really quickly.
That's because he's buying consumables with it instead of just giving it away, which in practical matters is basically the same thing. Whether you give it to somebody or spend it on beer that you're drinking and then is gone, either way you're spending money for something that you don't have anything on the ass end of. But you now are the proud owner of three large bottles of beer. That are approximately 3 servings apiece of a regular beer, and there you go. Look at you.
He's just gonna like hold him up in his hand, shake him, and like address the Bink. Like, see this here? This gives me life. And then like he's gonna like put him away, and then just start heading out and like into the direction.
Bing kind of look down at him and go, "Your mother bottle?"
You can say that.
I like it. It's good. It's a good. It's a good exchange. So you guys are heading to the dwarves. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. I have that map as well. Okay. Remember, we are being diligent about where our eyes go. We're not reading the maps ahead. We are remembering that our characters can only see things one room at a time. Okay. The dwarven excavation lies due east of Lyelin, 15 miles southwest of Vandalen, at the eastern end of a canyon. As you guys approach, the canyon's rocky walls rise to a height of 80 feet. At the end of the canyon, a 20-foot high wall of black stone has a broken gate carved into it, with one stone door hanging precariously by a hinge and the other door missing entirely. Beyond this open gate, the shadows of a great mountain to the east, lies a ruined settlement, and all is quiet. You guys are approaching from here.
The Hans like
Hold
is
on.
gonna be looking up,
Yeah.
and I have to imagine it's like he has bad depth perception, so he's gonna think it's like only 40 feet up or like something small like that.
Okay, that's fair.
And then he like looks down, and he sees like the broken door. Kind of that's the only way forward, and like he's gonna turn to Bink and be like, "You ready to head in, Bink?"
Bink is gonna look a bit like cautious. Can she do like a perception check for trap finding?
For sure, yeah. Between here and the gate,
Yeah.
give
See
it
if anything's
give it a
of
go.
miss.
Give it a look.
It got stuck. 9 plus 9, so 18?
18. She looks around and all she sees is the canyon floor, which is strewn with some rubble and not even that much vegetation without except the occasional scraggly weed. But she does not see any traps.
Okay.
All right, then I guess Han starts walking forward.
Sounds good. Let me double check something. Okay. From where you are, you can see that this area is just like covered in rubble, and there's like a pile of stone, slid down the mountain, covering one of these footprints, which you realize were once buildings. Everything looks like it's been picked over and abandoned for a while, and you'd be surprised if there was anything of value here. And you do see a stark difference in the buildings to your right that are closer to the gate, which appear to have less rubble around them and to have almost look like they've been consciously cleared away compared to the building to your left and the building in front of you, which are basically still covered in rubble that looks like a landslide hit them however many years ago.
Is Binks on his head?
Yeah.
Okay. And these buildings are like smaller than a human-sized one, correct?
They are. Yeah, I mean they are. They look like they're for halflings or dwarves, but they're hard to tell because you don't have the whole building to reference. You only have a crumbled wall here, but you can see kind of like the archway of one of the doors, which you'd have to stoop to get through. You personally.
And he's just gonna like looking at these small buildings. I mean, knowing it's for dwarf, he's still gonna ask her if like do your people live in buildings like this?
That's good.
Bink's just gonna keep going. She's gonna keep holding on to the head and just.
So Hans gets no response, but can't see Banks, so just gets no response.
She's just gonna make the sound.
Cool. Cool.
Just gonna start pressing forward, then just like I guess not.
And as you make your way to this point, you're able to see a partially collapsed 10-foot high wall separates you from the area behind it. It is partially collapsed, so you can see a few like stone pillars uh, emerging from the other side, but the wall is intact in a lot of places, so it does obscure a lot of your vision.
Hans is gonna continue.
Okay, walking through, he sees that what he thought were pillars before are 3 heaps of rubble piled up. They look as though they match the black wall of the canyon. There's a 30-foot high temple facade which features steps rising to a stone platform, and into this facade is a 10-foot high doorway flanked by crumbling, life-size granite statues of cloaked dwarves, and evil grins can be seen on their weather-worn faces. Which are the stars on your map there, are the statues.
Okay. Are those grins like part of the original sculpture, or is that like vandalism?
They look original.
Okay. So they look menacing, right?
Menacing is a good way to put it, yeah.
Okay. with this, Han's gonna pull out his axe, and he's gonna tell Bink to be on her guard.
Bink is gonna get into the pose, but still sitting on top of his head. She ready to hop.
Sounds good. You guys are ready.
With this, then he is gonna walk into the little hallway.
Before you get through the threshold, in your conversations with Bing and you start moving forward, you hear someone. You hear like a chewing sound, and like low whispers. And out from behind the easternmost rubble pile appear two dwarves, one of which has like crumbs and shit in his beard, another one with like a splotch of wine on his tunic, and they both look at you. Hey, what are you doing here? Who are you? Says the other one.
Han's like, I bring news from Falendon. There's been a dragon around these parts. We're sent with a warning.
That's great. I have to do a little bit of reading here. And the dwarves say, "Oh, okay, yeah, dragon, yes, fine. Dragons can't melt stone. Last I checked." And they say, "But," and they look at the two of you, and they say, "Well, the two of you are here." And he procures, goes rummaging in his bag, and he pulls out a pair of stones, each with an identical glyph engraved on them. And he says, "I found these whilst exploring the ruins there," and he gestures towards the door. And says, "But we also," and then the other dwarf says, "But we also encountered a little resistance while we were in there." And the first dwarf says, "Yes, and we're not sure if we'd like to. We're sure there's probably good stuff in there." And the other one, the other one says, "Maybe." Yes, maybe. But we might be willing to part with these stones. And the other dwarf, chimes in. If you were willing to maybe clear the way for us.
So there are more of these stones in there.
And then both dwarves shrug in tandem, and one of them says maybe, and the other one says possibly, like at the same time over each other.
And you want me to clear this, so you can steal the fruits of my labor.
And then he says, "No," and the other one, "You misunderstand." And he says, "The price for your clearing," and then the other one says, "is this treasure which we have already found and gotten out of there." And then the other dwarf pipes into, and says, "And just barely at that. I think it's quite a substantial gift." And then the first dwarf chimes back in, "Not gift, prize or payment, if you will."
Can Bink do a sense motives thing on them?
Yeah, for sure.
It's even Bink is picking up weird vibes. $16 plus 8, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 24.
She can tell that that they, they seem forthright. Like they ran into some trouble while they were in there. They did in fact find these stones in there. You don't see any reason. Like they're weird, they're quirky, but you don't see any reason why they'd be lying to you. You believe them.
Okay. Bink is gonna kind of look at him and go, "What stopped you?"
What stopped it? Well, that's a difficult question to answer. And then one of them, the other dwarf says slime. The other dwarf says jelly. And the other dwarf says, I don't know. And they both kind of look at you and they're saying, it didn't really have a shape.
Bink is gonna kind of do the helmet thing where she looks down and kind of confusedly look at like Hans for a translation. Cause she don't know what she's like, huh?
He's gonna. I think any like loose dirt that's on the ground, he's just gonna like pick it up, and then like pour a bit of water on his water skin, to like make a bit of mud, and then it's like this as he like playing with this makeshift mud.
That's a really good example. That's good. I like that.
Turning back towards the dwarves, he is going to be like, I say, you join us if you wish to get the fruits of this mine. Otherwise, there might not be anything left whenever I leave.
I'm sorry, one more
We could
time?
use extra hands in battle.
Oh, you're trying to get them to come with you?
Yeah.
And the dwarves are going to look at you and say, well, then you wouldn't really be earning much of a payment, would you? Then we'd just be kind of doing it ourselves with you also there.
Either you do this or no help at all.
If you could do it yourself, you would have already done it.
And then, the dwarf says, well, we were going to after lunch. And he's, like, licking jelly and jam off his, like, fingers and shit. And then the other dwarf, just kind of pipes up and is like, just... We thought we might outsource, enjoy an extended lunch. We've been out here digging and moving stones, and it's quite hard work,
What if we move stone and you go in?
And they, anyone can move stone.
Anyone can fight mud.
And the dwarves just they're getting a little impatient. Well, are you going to do it or not?
Yes, we'll do it. We'll do it.
Okay.
But I'll insist on extra payment whenever we leave. It's like giving them a dirty look.
And they set the sending stones down on the pile of rubble. I don't know about anything extra, but they'll be waiting for you.
Okay. Sorry. Let's see. In that case, then, Hans is going to turn around and start walking in.
All right. As he walks through the threshold into that middle area between those four white rectangles, which are doors, he sees that spikes are hammered into the floor to hold open two sets of double doors. A once secret door to the north stands open, but peeking in, the room beyond it holds nothing but rubble.
That's the left one, the right one just a corridor, right?
The right one, that S, stands for secret, so it appears to be just a regular wall to the right.
So there's no reason to believe that there's anything there. So he's going to continue walking into this main room.
Okay.
I'm assuming that Okay, so Blink is still on his head, right?
Yep. That's what I
Can
know.
she just be like looking around for everything and anything? Because I imagine she's not like this very much.
She's not like what?
She's not liking this very much, so like she's looking around for anything and everything.
Yeah, but you can't just look around for everything and everything. That's as good
Can
as.
she look at for anything like weird, like doesn't look like it's supposed to be there, kind of thing?
How much experience does she have being underground in mountains at all?
I is this like in a cave?
No, this is like a carved out like dwarven. It's like carved out of the mountain, like it's a dwarven thing
Oh, can she be looking for like slime,
for like
like
slimes.
jelly?
There you go. That is specific enough to look for.
That's what
Yes.
I mean. Like she's looking for weird stuff, aka the jelly donut.
There you go. Roll me a perception check. You're doing this while you're still in the hallway there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jelly donut. 16 plus 8, 24.
She does not see any jellies in this hallway, or the room, open to the left.
Okay.
All right. Is there any light in this room?
E5. No, there is no light. The dwarves had helmets with like candles on them, which they were using as like lamp lights basically.
Blink does have dark vision 60 feet.
So Blink can see the shapes of the pillars and stuff, but at this depth, without lighting a torch, Hans isn't going to be able to see much of anything.
Yeah, at this point he lights a torch.
Okay. This area is lying at the far end of the corridor is a blood-stained limestone altar. There are 3 pillars that are intact, and one which has had some serious damage. And otherwise, it appears to be a large. Otherwise, it appears to be a large single room.
It's a bloodstained altar, correct?
Yeah, with 4 pillars and a bloodstained altar.
Okay. Hans is gonna walk up to the altar and like inspect it, see how fresh the blood is, everything. Okay.
Sounds good. As you approach the altar, I'm going to need you guys to both roll initiative for me, because from the ceiling, plopping down in front of you on top of the altar, just a breath away, is a black, oozing, jelly-like substance, and you guys are going to be in combat the next time Daniel cancels on you, and we'll start there, because I had a request that we end at 9, and we're 5 till, and we're not going to get through combat in that 5 minutes. So you guys are there. There's a jelly which has fallen from the ceiling, and it's going to be a fight.
I looked up the slime to see like, oh, what do slimes look like in like D&D? Because like I'm thinking green cube slime from Minecraft. There is a slime Funko Pop.
That makes sense. I believe that.
Yeah, and it's worth $130.
Holy Toledo, that's some dollar bills.
Uh-huh. I've seen more expensive. What was that one, the kind of racist mouse?
What?
The one kind of racist mouse.
Hold on, guys. Give me just a half a second. All right. This has been... Cracks me up they call these a one-shot, because it's... I mean, maybe like a 6-hour one-shot, or an 8-hour one-shot, or a 10-hour one-shot. I don't know about all that. But anyway, I think my players had a good time. I had a good time running it. It's definitely a whole different experience running an adventure out of the box, running somebody else's content. But it is nice in some ways. So anyway, next game is going to be Friday night. I am a player. I am Slagnar, the Goblin Artificer. We will be continuing our heist, trying to get into the treasury in the hometown of one of our other characters, and the name I don't remember. So I'll catch you guys then. Thanks so much, and later.